Welcome to today's edition of Mental Health Matters. Today, we're going to be talking about ways to take care of your mental health. I have Diana Garcia on the show, and we're going to give you some tips on how to take care of your mental health. Get you something to drink, get you a snack, and come on back. Good morning, Diana.
Good
How are
morning, Jesse. How are
how
you?
you doing today? I'm all right, a little tired, but I'm here. No complaints. I woke up today, so that's something to be grateful about.
Absolutely. 6 feet up and not 6 feet under. That's always a good thing.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I know you're on call. How's your weekend been so far?
It's been busy. They're like, oh, this is
Really?
easy. It's like, this is easy. There shouldn't be much calls, but I've had 7 calls.
Okay. Wow. That is busy. That is very,
So,
very busy.
but it is what it is. And it was my turn. So, yay. But everything's taken
Yeah.
care of.
Yeah. Well, I've had an interesting weekend so far. This is going to kind of time with our topic. I always got stuff going on, and I like to share and be transparent. But one of the things happened this weekend, I ended up was scheduled to go to one of my friends' basketball game. And I ended up going like an hour and 10 minutes late because I had other things I was doing. And so normally I'm there on time, cheer the team on. And so yesterday when I got to the game, my brother was there, and so he was down like on a very front row, which was directly across from the team that my friend is on. So I noticed that a lot of times when we're, at the game, we'll be, like, oh, just across the room and stuff like that. And so I noticed yesterday he just kind of like had this, I went to say, what's up, and he had this look like this roll his eyes look. So I thought to myself, I'm like, well, maybe he's frustrated because of the game, because they was winning. I mean, they was winning by like 15.
Dang.
And so my friend on the team was blowing them out. But so I'm thinking like, oh, that's kind of weird or whatever. And so that was that. And so I waited until the game was over with because that wasn't like the normal behavior. So when the game was over with, we always go across so they come over to the people that come and see them. And they people get hugs, take pictures, get daps, whatever. So I went to dap. It was just like he's good for that too. It's not the first time he did me like that at the end of the game. So I'm like, okay, here we go again with this cold shoulder. You don't know why I wasn't there in the beginning of the play and in the beginning of the game. And plus, he wasn't even playing because he got hurt, you know. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not giving her any to this. I'm not finna reach out. I'm not finna do none of that. Zero. Because I don't need that type of energy, you know when people just make assumptions or have a bad attitude because somebody didn't show up at your game on time. That was a little bit, um, childish to me. So that was one of the things that went on this weekend. So for me, I just made the decision to step back. Um, like, you know what? This situation is something I'm not going to get energy to. And when you're ready to reach out, you'll reach out to me and find out, hey, bro, what happened, man? Like, whatever it may be, So, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough when people are like that. Unfortunately, or fortunately, if I see something like that or something, I feel like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? I will ask you directly. I know
Yeah.
some people don't like that,
Yeah.
but I would rather know what's going up and down right now
Right.
rather than letting this drag on. To me, that is just so immature. And
Exactly.
and I think about people who do that, or lie or dismiss it, and it's like, that's your energy, man. If
Right.
you want to live on that island, go ahead, have a good
Right.
time. Because it's not, because I don't like that kind of energy affecting me.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you get those people that you're close to, and something like that happens, and it's like, oh my gosh, that kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
Because usually, you just have I don't want to say the barriers, but the armor, so to speak, to cover to make sure that
Yeah.
you don't get hurt or sucked into whatever
Right.
energy they are. And so
Yeah.
sometimes that happens. And it
Yeah.
sounds like that's what happened to you, that it was kind of like, oh, so now, but it's something that's happened repeatedly with this person. So
Yes.
it's almost like, well, you don't know what you're going to get. It's like Cracker Jacks.
Yes. Exactly.
You don't know what kind of prize you're going to get. And if that's the person, if that's how they're going to be, then you just either accept it
Hmm.
or you confront them.
Yeah.
And it's however you want to see how you want that to rule your world. And if you
Yeah.
just, it's like, okay, so whatever, you'll let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly my train of thought. I'm not giving zero energy to it. I really don't care. You don't have enough maturity to be like, hey man, was everything okay? Blah 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 blah. And it's not to me, it's not that big of a deal. I've always go and support the team. Plus, y'all was winning. Plus, you weren't even playing.
Yeah.
So I don't. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, your support was still there, even with
right.
whatever you had before that. You
Yeah.
still came out and supported. I
Yeah.
mean, if a friend, somebody that's, helping, or, just being part of your life, they're there.
Right. Yeah.
Applaud
Yeah.
that. Just because
Yeah.
they weren't there at the time that you wanted doesn't mean, hey, they are
Yeah.
not supporting me because they weren't there on time.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not feeding to that. Trust
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
not zero, not
Good,
at all.
good,
And
good.
because this is his normal behavior. It's a form of manipulation as well. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I've learned that just when especially when people go silent on you, like if y'all talk every day and just or every other day, whatever, and you like just talk, hey, what how's it going, blah blah blah, whatever, and then they give me their feelings about something and they just go silent. I'm not finna be reaching. I promise you, I'm not finna be doing that. Zero. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that no more. This the same one I told you a while back when you know,
Uh-huh.
we ended up, and so
It's the same behavior,
yeah,
different day,
yeah, yeah.
same behavior.
I'm not falling off into it. So when you're ready to reach out, I'll be here. But until then, you're not going to hear from me. Zero
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. It's just such wasted energy.
Yeah, yeah,
Because those kind of people, because I have family, I have a lot of family, and some people who are like that.
yeah,
And it doesn't mean that I don't care about them or don't love them. It's just that I'm not going to put my energy in that,
yeah,
and
yeah,
um, and it's okay. Doesn't mean
yeah.
anything bad. Just
Right.
means there's other places where I want my energy to go, and the people that are around me,
Yeah,
family or not family. Those are the people that are going to rally around you, or the people that are going to be like, hey, what's going on, and really care
exactly.
about what's happening with you.
Yeah, I want my own, um, positive energy around me, and I'm going to protect my mental health when it
Hmm.
comes to people like that. And when it took a while for me to figure it out. Well, I shouldn't say that's not true. It took a few situations to happen, um, for me to figure this out. I'm like, this is 100% a manipulation tactic, and I'm like, I'm not falling for that no more. Yeah, everybody grown at the table.
Well, the thing is that if that's how you deal with things, or that's how you are, and if you see nothing wrong with it, then
Yeah,
it's going to continue that kind of behavior. So that's why I
exactly.
say accept it or call them out. How much energy do you want to put into that part of it?
Yeah.
Or, just it is what it is, and when you see them, you see them.
And that's how I feel.
And so I
Yeah,
have, different levels of people in friendships, both business and friends and family, that are
yeah,
on different levels.
yeah,
Some, have they're up here, some are in the middle, It's okay. Some are on the bottom, and that's okay. It doesn't mean
Right.
anything. It just
Right.
means that they're the ones that are on top are the ones that are going to get my attention, the
Yeah.
ones that are nurturing to me,
Right.
and
Exactly.
the ones that are I'm nurturing to them. So it's
Right.
it's that balance that we always have with relationships. It's a give
Yeah.
and take,
It
and
is.
if
It
you just
is.
have take because what I want,
Mm-hmm.
I learned a long time ago that's just that's like a bottomless pit, so to
Yeah.
speak, because it's never going to be enough. It's
Right.
never going to be what they want,
Right.
and so it's like my energy is needs to be staying up, not down.
Yeah. I think also with a person like that who is on a basketball team and used to getting a lot of attention, used to be getting cuddled to, whether it's by people in his space in school or just the coaches for, treating them, with the massages or whatever they do. It's a certain type of treatment that I suspect that he's used to. And I'm just not one of those people.
Dang, man.
I'm
I
not
remember
your,
when I was in sports, it wasn't like that at all. It was
yeah,
pretty tough.
yeah, really?
You didn't get, I mean, even if you were a good player,
Yeah,
because I got MVP in high school. I
yeah.
and trophies and awards for golfing and whatever. But there was never any coddling.
Oh, oh, oh. When he talks to me and share things with me, like I mean, this is 2026, but I'm like, that's not start picking up on things. I'm like, he's used to like, oh, he was like, he told me about at least about 15 girls in school like me. Sometimes they, buy him lunch or, I pick up on things. And he's even some of the other players on the team kind of, according to him, look up to him and the family. Like, I just even when we go to the game when he take pictures, it's just I just feel this. He's not a narcissist, but he's definitely
A
had this.
diva. He's a diva.
Yeah, you could probably call it that. But it's just this air about himself, and I'm just like I'm not finna feed off into that.
Just so you know, Jesse, in sports, it is there. You have to have this arrogance about yourself
Yeah,
because you have to be really confident.
yeah,
But if you're being a diva, that's on the other side too.
yeah,
So if somebody's like, well, you're not supporting me because you didn't come there when I wanted you to
yeah,
at the beginning, that's a diva move.
yeah,
Somebody who,
100%.
somebody who's just looking for your, support would be like, yay, thank you for coming,
Yeah,
and that's a different thing. But to me, that's a diva move,
I agree. I 100% agree. But
because, sports, you have to have confidence
yeah,
and you
yeah.
have to have a little bit of, because I mean, I grew up in a big family, and that's why I love competing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I know about competition because that was something, even today. I
Yeah.
mean, even if we go bowling or, play, what is it that, whatever, pickleball or softball, baseball, or the thing with the beanbag thing. I mean, it's a competition every time if I'm playing with my family, and that's what
Yeah.
we do, and
Yeah.
and that's how it is when you compete. So you have to be a
Yeah.
little bit arrogant, and
Yeah.
because it's all fun, it's all in fun.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody that's on the other spectrum, as far as this is me, see
Yeah.
me, do this for me, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
totally different thing. Diva.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I had to agree with you on that because even Friday, we were all supposed to meet up at a certain time. So 'cause I get off work at 4:30. So originally I said, well, I can get there by 5. But I wanted to come home, change clothes, and I knew that I was going to be there at 5. So during the day, I called one to three of my friends. They said, "Okay, cool, blah 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 blah." So I called this person that I'm telling you about. Uh, call, text, nothing. Nothing. This is about like 11:30. Nothing.
Mm.
So about 5 o'clock, about maybe about 10 minutes to 5, he called. So I'm getting dressed. Yeah, I saw the call. I ain't pick up the phone. Called again. I ain't pick up the phone. Called again. I ain't pick up the phone. Three calls. D slew a text message. I can read this. Like, anyway. Oh, bruh, you can't pick up the phone. Bruh, you supposed to be here at 5. Now, keep in mind, it's only 4:50. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I
So
mean,
he was already pissed anyway because
oh,
you didn't answer his phone.
yeah, 1%. I mean, boom, just text it, text it, text. So I didn't respond, right? And I did this on purpose. I called the other three. I said, hey, have y'all talked to such, 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 such? And they was like, well, no, 'cause we called earlier and he didn't respond. I was like, okay, same thing with me, which means you were busy. You
Yeah,
had things to do. Right. And
yeah,
that's understandable. But
yeah,
when you do him like that, oh, the world has to stop. No,
exactly.
no.
Diva move.
Yeah. Right, right. And I'm looking at it like that now. Like, oh no. And then and here's the crazy thing about that too, because when I did find, because I talked to him when I was on my way over there, and he was like, bro, you ain't pick up my uncle passed away. I was on the phone with my mom, blah, blah, blah. So I go into this spiel like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, da da da. He blew that off, right? And when we got to hanging out and stuff, because I asked him, I said, hey, did he tell y'all that his uncle passed? They was like, no. So I'm like, that's a little bit weird. Okay. So when we got together, I was like, hey, once again, I'm talking about your uncle. Da, da. He blew that off. And I'm like,
Is
the
that
uncle,
real?
right. It was, to me, it was a form of manipulation.
Yeah, because if nobody else knew about it, then
Right.
it doesn't sound real.
Right. Right. So I'm learning to protect my mental health.
Yeah. And
And
that's how you do. You have to protect your mental health.
yeah, and
Because
take it,
somebody
yeah,
like that will just drain.
100%. 100%. So, so that was just one of the many things that happened this weekend. I don't know. I just think this younger generation is a little bit. They just different. That's all I'm gonna say. They just
They
different.
are. They're extremely different. And
Yeah.
plus they don't know how to communicate.
No,
which
not at
is
all.
which is really hard. Especially in the work that we do and we deal with the mental health community
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
trying to get the communication happening when you have to meet them on their level. Uh,
Yeah.
and when you have people who have mental health issues, it's tough. It's really
Yeah.
tough.
I definitely agree. Yeah. It's just I don't know. It's Yeah, it's interesting. It's very, 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 very interesting. And it's funny because him and my brother are close, and they have a lot of very similar ways. A
It's
lot of
the
very similar ways.
age. It's the age.
Yeah, a lot of similar ways. And as a matter of fact, my brother was the one that he had to be there on time. He had to be there at 3:30. He had to. Okay, I'm gonna take my own car. I'll see you there. Because I got things I'm doing. I'm not finna rush. Like I'm a go, but I'm not. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of felt like he felt a little bit, not as much as my friend, but I definitely feel like he felt like, oh yeah, So I'm like, well, you can take your car, take my car.
I'm not the priority.
No, exactly. And I'm not gonna do that. Um, so I kind of noticed things and stuff like that. A situation happened yesterday with him and I. And this is another thing where I'm like, okay, I gotta take on my mental health, dealing with the people that's close to me, because some of them they are, a little bit immature. They don't know how to communicate. They quick temper and they put all the limelight, meaning on social media, and you know. And he ended up. Now he know how I am. I ended up leaving my wallet in his car by accident,
Oh,
and yeah, like because what I don't do, which this is a problem. I need to get like one of those man bags or something.
you
Because
need a nurse.
yeah, yeah, some because even in my car, I lock my wallet up in my glove compartment. I don't like to have it in the back in my back, pocket because it just feels weird. And it feels weird me putting it, up on my in my front pocket because it feels bulky. So I just leave it in the car. And so I accidentally did that yesterday. I knew, he was going over some girl house, blah, blah, blah. So I called him maybe like 15 minutes and I realized that, oh crap, I left my wallet in the car. So I called him. I said, well, hey, bro, like I left my wallet in your car, can you bring it back or I can meet you? I can come on your ride, whatever. So he was like, I'm gonna be at this place where in another 10 to 15 minutes, I'll let you know when to head out, to head over there. And so I realized, okay, where he was going, I actually knew the girl. I knew the place. So I'm like, okay, cool. So about 15, 20 minutes passed. He didn't respond. I'm like, okay. I mean, didn't hear nothing from him. So I called him back. I said, I called him, then pick up the phone. So it was a whole 45 minutes. Now I'm in my feelings. And yes, it was my fault with the wallet. And I told him, I said, so I called him and didn't know that he had me on speakerphone while this
Oh,
girl sat in front of him.
oh,
So of course I had some choice words. And and one of the things I said was the sugarcoat version is, yeah, man, whenever it comes to these girls, you this, and that, bro. Like you need to, you know, pretty much not let these females like govern your life. And I said a whole lot of other stuff. And
oh,
before you
oh,
know it, yeah, and I didn't know she was on speakerphone.
oh
And
no.
so of course she started talking smack. I'm like, okay. So I had a few things to say, and he hung up. And he about maybe 40 seconds later, he called me. He was like, "Bruh, she's done with me because of the stuff that you said, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "Well, first of all you had to do was let me come and get my wallet. That's all I cared about. The thing that I said to you was for your ears only. That's me and your conversation. But instead, you put me on speakerphone. Why?" So the only thing I could think of, he put me on speakerphone because he probably had said something to her about me previously, like, "Oh, my big brother be tripping and da da da. Here, this how he be tripping," or he was trying to gain brownie points for her. It was just weird to me because I mean, if I'm talking to you, like me, you having a conversation as family, I don't need to put you on speakerphone with the person that's around.
No, why would you?
Yeah,
Because that's private conversation.
exactly.
And
So,
if that person doesn't know that that kind, I mean, it's almost an unwritten rule.
right,
And if they're not doing that and you have to say that out loud, then that speaks to the immaturity of that
right,
person.
exactly. And I told him, I said, why would you? I said, first of all, why would you put me on speakerphone? Bruh, I was laying down and I said, I don't care about that. Get up. Hey, baby, I gotta talk to my big brother about something. Give me about 5 minutes. Step out, step in your car, step downstairs, step in the bathroom, something. But
Yeah.
you literally, and oh, that meant, oh, I was living.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I was living.
he threw you under the bus.
That's pretty much what he did. That's pretty
He
much
threw
what he
you
did.
right under the bus and
That's
said,
exactly what he did.
and
And
it's like, whatever, dude.
yeah. And so of course he claims she's through him, whatever. I don't care. He didn't stay here, didn't call, did I don't care. That's another situation when I choose to like take care of my mental health. You know what? I'm not forgiving no energy to this crap. Bring me my wallet and you go do what you need to do. That's all I
So
want.
so Jesse, just something to help you maybe with that so it doesn't happen again. Belt
Hmm.
packs are fabulous.
You said
I've had
what?
belt packs.
Hmm.
So they wrap around your waist. You clip them. You can have them as small as you want, and then you can even have it like a belt kind of, and just tuck it under, and just have it over your shirt. I do that all the time because I don't like carrying things.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
there for a while, I would just have a money clip
yeah,
because it's like the more thing you have, the more stuff you're going to throw in it.
yeah, yeah,
So I have a belt pack, and they can be as slim or as big as you want. And it
yeah,
has all my stuff there, so I have it with me, but I don't have to carry anything.
yeah,
And I have my money, whatever, with me.
yeah,
Yeah. And then that way you don't even have to think about it.
yeah,
It's on your waist, basically.
yeah. Okay.
Something to think about because I from somebody who has lost their money clip with everything on it, ID and it's just not worth it because
Yeah,
that's something you have to think about. I mean,
yeah,
my cell phone even fits in there, so I don't even have
yeah,
to hold my cell phone; it's there,
yeah, yeah,
and just
yeah,
something to think about. That makes life a lot easier than you're not chasing your your wallet everywhere, and then having it in your car too. What if somebody broke in your car?
Well, I lock up my glove compartment. That's still not a good
Still,
idea.
I mean, it's not that hard. I
Right.
mean, I mean that lock just keeps the honest people honest,
Yeah.
or somebody that doesn't have enough time to break it because they're easy to break.
Yeah.
All you need is a screwdriver.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
want
that
to
is
really
true.
break, if you break into the car, you're gonna
Yeah.
break into the glove compartment too.
Yeah. That's
Just,
true.
just saying, because that's the first
But
place they're gonna look.
yeah,
If
that
somebody
is
breaks into
true.
your car, they're gonna break into. They're gonna look in the middle. They're gonna look in your glove compartment, and you're
Yeah.
then you're SOL.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah. Well, I do take accountability for leaving my wallet, but you know, the other part of me is like, okay,
Well,
you
I mean, and that's in that. Like I said, he threw you under the bus,
yes, he did throw me under the bus. He
and
definitely threw me under the bus.
and now he's trying to blame you about his
Yeah.
woman
Yeah. Yeah.
dropping it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when
I
I'm around somebody who has well, family and friends, and they have their whoever they're dating or whatever. It's like, okay, you know how I am.
right.
I'm gonna say something,
Right.
so know that now. If you don't want me to be around that person,
Yeah.
then
I'm
that's
not,
fine.
mhm.
I'm not going to check myself just because you're afraid of what, if I'm asking you about something in front of that person.
Right.
Because I don't
Exactly.
know your guys' relationship, and I don't know what kind of truth you're telling them. But
Exactly.
and so
Exactly.
that's not my problem, but I'm just
Right.
letting you know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
any of my relatives, I call them my nephews, but they're actually my cousin's kids. If they bring somebody around, they already know that's like, okay, this is Aunt Diana because they call me Aunt. This is Aunt Diana, and
Yeah.
she says what's on her mind. So I'm just, that,
Right. Right. Exactly.
and
Exactly.
and they know that. So there's no surprise. So
Yeah.
if somebody that they're real, then I know that it's somebody that they're really serious about
Yeah.
because they're being truthful with that person, and
Yeah.
and then that way there's no misunderstanding.
Yeah. Well, for me in this situation, I just, he has approached me several times about meeting up with her. Like, hey, she's cool. I want you to meet her. And I just made the choice not to do that because I feel like it's an unhealthy relationship. I told him, I said, you're an adult, you make your own choices. But for me, I don't want to meet her and give you my okay with that, even though that's your choice, because she has two kids. She's much older and she's either married or in the process of getting a divorce. And he's thinking she's the one. They talked about having a baby this month in February, and she's manipulating him.
Oh,
It's a whole woo-wah with that.
oh, and so she dropped him that quickly because of what you said.
Yeah, yeah. But she's older though. So
I
my
know, but
brother's
that
only
doesn't. I
24.
know, but that doesn't mean anything. If you're that serious,
Right.
you're going to want to work
Yeah.
through this and try to figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. You're not going to just
Right.
say,
Exactly.
"I'm done,"
Yeah.
just because of what your brother said or your friend or whatever.
Right. Right.
That means that it's not truly a relationship, in my
Well,
opinion.
you're right. Yeah, but here's the thing, which is interesting too, because he'll be talking to me, and I do listen very intently because I want to try to. Um, there's definitely some manipulation on her part with him because trust me, he's really 24, and she has him hemmed up. When I say hemmed up, my brother is what I call a ladies' man. Okay, wherever we go, win, 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 win. Now he done kind of stopped or scaled down on that to pause focusing with her. Then when I say they're talking every day, all day long, and I'm
Dang,
just gonna throw this out there too. And so he was working at a job about just say 2 weeks ago. And so this job schedule was from like what was that at 9, yeah, 9 a.m. to about 7 p.m. 9 to 7 or 9 to 8 or something like the crazy hours, right? And so what he would do, he would because she works at a grocery store, he would normally get up early, and he'll stay out late, get up early to try and go to her job and spend a little 30 minutes with her or whatever in the morning because he couldn't do it after he got up, because he was like he was tired. So I noticed he started complaining more, like, man, I'm tired, bro, I'm tired. And and so he wasn't getting up in the morning like he was that extra hour, 30 minutes to just go up to her job. So all of a sudden he comes to me and say, "Oh, bro, like, yeah, since I'm looking for another job." He had not got a job offer. He had not nothing been confirmed. He just went on interviews. So, and he was really focused on this one job. He said, "Bro, I really think I'm gonna get this job. Da, da. So I'm gonna quit Amazon on no, no, he said Amazon's going to be my last on Friday." So he told me this Wednesday. I said, "Well, why would you quit a job that you have bills to pay? You got study money coming." I said, "Wait until they give you an offer, a job give you an offer, then you put your notice in and blah 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 blah." So he was like, "Okay, bro, you right, because he only been working this job, keep in mind, for about a week and a half, and now
Oh,
he's ready to
dang.
quit." Yeah. And
That's
so
not very
all of a
long.
sudden no, but all of a sudden I'm going from this. All of a sudden Thursday he calls me. I'm in a meeting with one of my staff, whatever. He calls me all hyped up and I'm like, "Look, I'm in a meeting. This can wait. I'll call you back later. 'Cause I don't need that right now." So I called him back. He was like, "Bruh, I had quit like that." He said, "I'm on my way home." And I said, "What happened?" So I guess like the people at the warehouse, he worked for Amazon, they normally like make sure like the drivers have the cell phones charged, the cord, whatever, sell all this stuff. But I guess for his particular vehicle, they forgot to put the cell phone charger in there. So I called the dispatcher, called whoever, and told them. So the guy was like, "Well, I apologize that we, missed out on that or whatever. But it is the driver's responsibility before you guys leave to make sure you got everything you need before start your day." So he gets mad, cursed the guy out, drove the truck back to the site, cursed them out, and left. Literally what he did. But
Wow.
see, here's the deal. The reason why he did that was because she was putting pressure on him about not being able to see him as much as she liked her, what she was. Now, he had been working Amazon only for like a week and a half. The job that he had prior to that, that job was he had 3 hours, what we call a split, where he get paid for it. He didn't necessarily have to work, but if they call him, he had to be 10 minutes away from the site. So those 3 hours during the day at his last job, he was going over there, hanging out, doing what he need to do, blah 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 blah. So he actually ended up getting terminated from that job because he was always over her house. He ended up missing calls that they called him to come back to the site to help out and take one of the clients wherever. So that's how he lost his job. Now he done lost a second job or quit this job because now he gotta be there. And this is why I said this is choice 100%. The relationship is very unhealthy. So that's why I don't want to, meet this person and all that because I'm seeing things that he don't see. And I don't want to seem like, okay, I'm okay with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
that's what's going on with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the backstory. So, how is he going to support himself? Is she going to support him?
No, no, no. Well, he ended up borrowing his car note is like almost 800. His car insurance is like two some. He ended up borrowing that from Frankly. He asked me, I told him no. No, no.
Yeah, it's like, well, if she's looking for a piece, maybe he should just move in with her, and then that way he can take care of she can take care of his needs.
She's not gonna do that. And we've
I
talked
know,
about that
but the thing
before.
is that if you have if he continues, he's going down a really bad path, and if he can't see it sooner than later,
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
himself more in debt is later, especially with no job. It's going to come to a head, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
If he needs to be devoted to her and it has to be on her terms, then he should get a paycheck from her.
Right, right, right. But girl, it's a
I
hot.
mean, if you want to be a gigolo, but get paid for it.
Right, right. Well, no, we
Sorry. I mean, that sounds kind of terrible just based on
no,
the stuff that you told me. It sounds like she's just looking for a gigolo.
yeah,
Which is fine. I mean, it's the oldest profession in
yeah,
history. You might as well just get paid for it because you
yeah,
can't support yourself on that person's time. It
right.
has to be because you have to work if you're going to work.
Right, exactly. And I know it's really affected his mental health. I could just see the mood swings. I get so happy, and then, it's not happy. I mean, like this situation is the take that have taken 100% control of his life. When I said,
That's his choice, though, Jesse.
no, 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 and see, no, that's what I said at the beginning, and that's why I chose to step back and not um, put myself in a position. I don't want to meet somebody like that where I know what they're doing to my brother. Now that's my choice. I'm not going to meet her. I don't want to meet her. You do what you do. You keep that over there, and we'll keep it moving like this. But in the end, I mean, obviously I'm gonna be here, and he talked to me and trying to really convince me. And I told him, I said, look, you don't got to deal with it. You don't owe me no explanation. You don't have to convince me of nothing. And honestly, I don't be want to hear it because it triggers me, to be honest with you. So I'm like, I'm good. Don't talk to somebody else about this. When he need the money, he'll like, oh, first of all, I'm not giving no money. He had to borrow the money for us card note from one of our other friends. And that I struggle with that down on the inside. And I'm like, man, it's my brother.
I know, but Jesse, if you don't, then it's not going to come to a head. It's his decisions,
Yeah,
it's his note,
yeah,
it's his bills. He
yeah,
has to be accountable for it because if you
yes,
don't let him falter in that way, even though you want to help,
yeah,
he's not going to learn. And
exactly.
the hard lessons are hard.
Yeah,
And if the car gets repoed, it gets repoed.
yeah,
Then Sugar Mama can help him out with that.
yeah. Well, I think it was more my pride than anything, because I'm like, okay, man, I didn't want anybody knowing his business. So he was forced to ask one of our other friends. And when he asked our other friends, and I could tell he really didn't have it because he gave it to him in increments. And so when he finally gave him the whole $800, my brother was supposed to pay them back when he got his check from Amazon. So when he got a check from Amazon, he only worked like a week and 2 or 3 days. But that wasn't a full check. And so what ended up happening with that was he couldn't really pay him. He gave him $200 back, and now he owed him 600. And to my mind, right?
That's on him, Jesse.
No, I no, I'm saying it.
I mean, the thing is that if you guys are all in this relationship in this circle, it's gonna affect the whole relationship and the whole dynamic
It
of that
is.
friendship, and
It
you have to
is.
know that,
Yeah.
and just know that could really make all of that go south.
Yeah.
Because as my grandmother used to say, money has a different face.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with somebody's money, and especially if you promise that you're going to pay them back,
Right.
that
Right.
that comes to your character. It
Yeah.
comes to everything about you, and
Yeah.
and it's on his choice, your brother's
Yeah.
choice to do and live this way.
Yeah.
I mean, it has nothing to do with you. He'll learn.
Right. Yeah.
He'll learn. It'll be hard. It'll
Yeah.
be hard to, you'll still be there as his brother, but
Yeah.
he has to learn that hard lesson. And
Yeah.
as we all do when we're doing the things that we do when we were growing up and not knowing and thinking that we know everything,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you learn those lessons, and they have to be taught,
Yeah.
and they have to be taught in the way that in the choices that you make.
Yeah. Yep. I definitely agree with that. And so I once again I'm learning to kind of take care of my own mental health and not getting involved as much, and even not even want to hear certain conversation. I'm very good about cutting it off because I don't want certain things triggering me, especially stuff that doesn't have anything to do with me directly. Hey, you know what? I appreciate you sharing, but really, I tell them I really don't want to hear that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he
And
give me,
there's nothing, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that
yeah, yeah,
because you're covering yourself.
yes,
And the thing is because you love your brother and he wants to
hmm
bring this into you as to what's
yeah,
happening. And you could see that he's struggling, but you can't help him,
right, exactly,
and you can't.
exactly,
There's nothing you can do,
exactly,
and you know what's
exactly.
happening. So
Exactly, exactly. And
the
that's
cards will fall where they're going to fall.
right, exactly. There was another situation, it's just so weird. But to be transparent, he has because my brother on my dad's side, he's had issues, money issues growing up, 100% for sure. He was in another situation with a work mom. And so I'm like, okay, work mom, and this was at the job, at another job. But so finally, and I think I told you this story. I told this on the show before. I know he would come home and he would be on the phone with this girl, older lady, and walk in, be on the phone with her, shower, we'll go out. He'll see on the phone, her texting it up. So I didn't think none of it. I didn't think none of it. And so one day we was car driving, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this nurse started at work today, and she was kind of hot, and she was pretty much. I'm giving you uh, the
Reader's Digest.
yeah, I'm sugarcoating it, the candy coating. So she pretty much was hitting on him and saying things to him or whatever. And so some way somehow the work mom found out about it. And so the work mom went to the girl, cursed her out, and in front of everybody, he don't want you, he don't like you, and who are you, and blah blah blah. So as my brother was telling me this story, it was like alert, alert, alert. And so of course I started asking him probing questions and stuff. I'm like, well, why did she go to the lady and curse her out and whatever? I said the girl was your age, number one, and like, why is there a problem with her? I said we go out all the time with your mom now, and girls are always talking to you, and we just sit back and laugh. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that right there was a red flag to me. So now all my mind is like, oh, okay. So moving forward, I started paying more close attention. Things he say about this lady. I mean, just on the phone, just all day, all night, blah, blah, blah. Then he also wanted me to meet her. So I asked him, I said, are you guys having, I'm in a sexual relationship? He said, no, bro, it's not like that, blah, blah, blah. So it was hard for me to
But it
believe.
had all the signs of it.
That's my point exactly. And
Yeah.
because I'm like, okay, they're at work. He was telling me this that even people at work were saying, calling her his work wife. But when they said that around, because the guy walked up and my brother and this lady was together at work. And somebody walked up and said, oh, Jeremiah and his work wife. She didn't say nothing about that, but my brother said something. I said, I think that's very interesting because she went and said something to a girl that tried to talk with you, who's your age, that she had nothing to do with, but she's been implicated in being called your work wife, and she ain't had no problem with that. That was interesting to me. That's how my mind worked. So I'm looking at all signs. So, you know, I mean, I'm talking about when I tell you it was just very smothering, very smothering. And so that situation right there has really taught me like you got to back off. Because at first, when I started picking stuff up, oh, I was like, you know, I was very involved. I had a whole lot to say. And my brother was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, which I knew that, but this boy ended up taking out loans for this
Oh
lady.
no.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Oh,
oh
yes.
no.
He ended up,
That's scary.
yes, yes, he did. And so that's why I was like a little bit, like trying to like knock some sense into them, so to speak, but you can't knock sense into people, you know.
No,
And,
you can't.
and
Especially
so,
an adult. Adult, no way.
yeah. And when she used them up, Dan, when she finished using them up, it took about um maybe a year and a half, maybe a year and a half. And when she finished using them up, he came home one day. He told me, oh yeah, she said, she don't mess with me no more.
Oh
And so,
no, poor
y-
guy.
yeah,
Oh,
and and
that's
I
terrible.
yeah, and I asked him why. He said, "Bro, I don't want to talk about it." And then finally, he was like, and we was maybe like a month later. He was like, "Yeah, bro, she just came to work, so she didn't want to mess with me no more." As a matter of fact, she ended up quitting during that time as well. Maybe like a few days later, she had put in her notice. He didn't even know nothing about it, and pretty much she told them like, I don't mess with you no more. Don't call me, don't text me, none of that." He had been
So
at this
she took everything she needed from him and she was done.
Uh-huh. He had been at that lady's house. I didn't, Dan, I mean, Dan, I promise you, I didn't even know. Cause once again, he got that split. They would be at her house and all this stuff. And I'm like, when did you find, I'm like, we hang together almost every day. And and to this day, he laughed at me. And come like, when did you find time to go over there and do all that? Like, he said, bro, I had 3 hours every day. Like I would sneak out in the middle of the night. And I said, well, you don't have to sneak out. Well, I would leave in the middle of the night, whatever. I said, bro, you good. You good. I said, but bro, I thought I knew you. And I found out about the loans um, because he had logged into my something's going on his phone. He had to use my phone to log into his Gmail account. He forgot to log out of that.
Oh no.
Oh, so I had that. I ain't gonna lie. I was checking his email for about a
Of
good three
course.
months. Oh yeah, about a good 3 months. And all of a sudden, he got like this email reminder for this payment of his loan. I'm like, okay. So I didn't say nothing, da da da. And so I started talking to him like, hey, have you ever taken out any loans and stuff like this? He said, no, bro, what I need to take out some loans for? I'm like, oh, I was just wondering.
He lied to you.
As he always does. And so he just started just different loans, just different loans. He would be taking. They wasn't that much, maybe like 500, 300, four
And
hundred here
yeah,
and
but
there.
still.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he was pretty much giving it to her uh, because she was um, having a hard time. She was falling on, and I'm just like, and then she had all her kids. I'm Dan, this is the weirdest thing. She
oh
had
no.
all her kids. She had kids older than him, about his age. It's just the weirdest thing, calling him brother. So what she would do, she'll call. I only know this because my brother tells me this stuff. Like I don't know what they do at work. She'll call her kids, one a daughter or son, whatever. They'll be on the mother be on FaceTime and they'll be like, oh, hey, where my brother Jeremiah at? Where my brother at? Da, da, da. And I told my brother, I said, bro, that's game. She's running game on you because
Yeah.
this is why she's getting this money from you because she's making you think you're helping your family.
Hmm.
Yeah, when she got done with him, she was done. But I was way more too involved in that situation that I could not stop because he was getting used and I justified it. He was like, well, no, I'm going to do what I want to do. So that's why with this situation here now, I take a whole different approach. I'm like, I'm not finna, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to meet nobody, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I learned from the first situation, but he's like that. He's very gullible, very gullible. But he think he knew
Well,
everything.
he has a. It's too bad that maybe. I mean, on your part, what maybe perhaps you could do is maybe he could get into some kind of counseling because he's
I,
searching. He's searching for something
he is.
in these women that
Yes.
he's not finding,
Hmm.
and if you know what that thing is that keeps triggering the same behavior,
Yeah.
these same relationships over and over again, maybe
Yeah.
through counseling he can find out why and what's happening.
Diana, I have talked to him about that. He feels like, um, people in his generation, this just what we do, blah, 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 blah. But there's definitely something going on with him mentally and inwardly that he does not want to confront or admit. over the years, I used to be really hard on him, like really hard, like, and you know, that was my the tough love approach because that's the best way I knew how to deal with the situation or try to protect him.
Hmm.
And what I learned through the years, I cannot protect him. I can't. You know what I'm
No,
saying? He's
no,
gonna,
no. He's an adult.
right, exactly. He's an
They
adult.
are adults.
Yeah,
Whatever choices and whatever path they do,
yes,
they
that,
choose. But if they keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again, and they know it after it's all said and done,
right.
then it's like, maybe you should try to find out why you keep searching and finding these people,
Hmm.
because they are there's a need that you're looking for, and they seem to fit that need for
Yeah,
that moment.
right.
To find a relationship that's something that's good for
Yeah,
both people,
yeah,
not just one sided. I
yeah,
mean, they're searching for that, and until they know that there's an issue, they'll still keep picking the same thing,
yeah, yeah,
just a different name, same thing,
yeah,
because they're searching for that
yeah.
that kind of relationship. They want a relationship,
Right,
but the ones that they're finding are the ones that he's found and
right,
connected with.
right.
So it's hard. It's a hard
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it is. But I think for me, once again, um I was trying to take an approach where I was trying to protect him. And that's something I knew how, but I can't. Like I
Yeah.
even with this situation, I part of me sometimes here and I feel bad that I'm not as sometimes I feel bad that I set boundaries the way that I did. And they
I know, but
firm.
that's a good thing though,
No, it
because you
is.
have
It
to
is.
take care of your mental health.
I do. And that's
And
what I
if
do.
and if he's not, then that's on him.
Right.
You can be there and be supportive of your brother,
Yeah.
but if it starts to break down your mental health, because
Right.
I
And that,
did see that with the last one, you were really upset.
yes,
That is not a place to be, because
exactly.
you have no control over that.
Yes. Yeah.
And but the only thing you have control of is yourself.
That's
Yeah.
100% correct. 100%
Yeah.
correct. And
Yeah.
I'm not willing to compromise this. Oh man, see Dana, time be going so fast. I'm not
I
willing
saw
to
something flicker
compromise
there.
that.
Oh, time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Dana, once again, we always had these great conversations. Oh
Almost
my
sounds
God.
like a therapy conversation.
I know, I love it.
You know what? You know what? Maybe, hey Jesse, I need to get paid, man.
I know. Well, me and you, man, we need to start our own show online. We need to start a podcast and have it. We should think about that for real. We really should. I think it would be something to, I think it'll be good.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, because it's about mental health,
Yeah.
but it's about boundaries, and
Yeah.
to make sure that you know those boundaries. And it's hard, especially when
Yeah.
it's somebody that you love. You want to
Yeah.
jump in and save them, but you
Yeah.
can't.
I can't. And I'm not. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. All right. Well, let me end this right here. We could talk, we'll talk more tomorrow or something when we get time, okay? All right. That's it for this edition of Mental Health Matters. If you like this show, if you'd like to be a guest on our show, or if you'd like a DVD copy of this show, please dial 916-366-4600. Thank you for watching.